Hello and welcome back to the Attack the System with your host, Keith Preston. Now, today I want to talk about the historical roots of black anarchism. Now, when some of you know about anarchism, and I'm not talking about cultural anarchy or crime think anarchy types. I'm talking about the anarchism with the ISM background of indoctrination. And along the lines of black anarchism, wherever those roots trace to Stokely Carmichael and others, tend to believe that this is really associated with movements such as black ethno-nationalism of the type of Malcolm X. But black anarchism has roots within the paleo-conservative alt-right spheres, and a lot of this can be studied. Now, when I was in college, I was the typical leftist. I had a ponytail and everything, and I was pretty well adept into it. Did I realize that there were African Americans, or blacks as they would call themselves, into this movement, but they were often associated with black anarchism. Now, at the time, I was a libertarian of the sort. I was very far-leaning in my libertarian causes. I didn't go right-leaning until about 2003, right after 9/11 and when George W. Bush brought us into the Iraq War. But black anarchism has these roots, in particular, that's different from the white anarchy type, on the premise of that, one, black anarchism bases its root to ancient African mythology. You might have heard the meme "We was Kangs," but they take this seriously, and I take this seriously too. They think Hop Top is their greatest master on the face of Earth, King Tut being one of those leaders. So often black anarchists will wear Egyptian robes. Again, the Nation of Islam tried to destroy and get rid of black anarchists, and they were pushed aside to West Coast anarchist style of culture. Now, when you think of West Coast culture, you're probably thinking of a kid on a skateboard into pop-punk music. Well, that's also true as well, because those black anarchists had to suffer over there. Most of them had to get white girlfriends and become whitewashed. So there was a civil war within the black anarchist movement between the Oreo militants and the black nationalists. The Oreo militants are not really authentic black anarchists. Now, we have some friends on the show on the Attack the System who are Oreo anarchists, but the system that goes well with what you want to call the alt-right sphere is the black anarchists of the nationalist types. Again, these school of thoughts are very relative. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this really far-right school of black anarchist thinking is because there's this conflating mean, as I just said, we was Kangs between the alt-right. Now, if there's going to be ethno-nationalism, libertarian breaks up throughout the world after when liberalism falls, say, in 2050, there's going to have to be a black ethno-state, an Asian ethno-state, and all different colors, including bicultural ones. I do believe there is a man by the name of Pilliter who talks about Asian Aryanism, and he's talking about a white Eurasian ethno-state. A lot of breakups on that, and you might hear of the Afro type as well. If we were to solve these things, we'd have to create racial unity between them. Now, I'm not talking about the Leninist Marxist type, where there would be self-determination, all the races go and they do their own things. However, understanding a black alliance with the alt-right would create more racial harmony than what we're seeing from the Soros-funded Black Lives Matter, which I don't even consider a political movement. Now, as I said before during the H.L. Mencken Club, I did have a talk about the different flavors of the left and the anarchy. Well, black anarchism is more related to the right, and you could say it's kind of like Troy Southgate's national anarchy. Now, what I don't understand is that there's extreme hatred against black anarchy because of its anti-white sentiments, that a lot of black anarchists want to rape white women, and they don't like white people in general. So the white nationalist, far-right authoritarian side is going to make memes hating on these people. And it's unfortunate they have to go that way to hate people. And again, I have some friends, back in the hippie movement, there would be literally blacks and whites working in there, hand in hand, for a civil cause. Now, if we were to understand this political spectrum for the horseshoe, we understand that one movement is hitting the other. And you know, the white memesters are making memes that are hostile against blacks, and blacks simply don't understand that they're on their side. Yet they're on the same political spectrum. Now, we could talk about the giant Zionist organized power that is ruling over the world, and there are some political journalists, maybe that's of Luke Ford and HBD Chick, who believe Zionists are controlling the black anarchists and making them hate on white people, and it's this big conspiracy. I'm not so much a belief in that philosophy, for one thing. I think really there needs to be a metapolitical foundation and ethics concerning to deal with people of different colors and black anarchy. So how black anarchy can influence the alt-right is pretty simple. If we give them a platform, say a Blogspot page or a MySpace music page where they can upload their music, that can provide a little sphere of influence. I do believe there was a Black Panther leader from Mississippi who wanted to take over the entire state and make it the new black nationalist country in America. Now, that is true pan-secessionism, and we need pan-secessionism in order to create different little utopias, like in honeycombs. You know, if you know, like honeycomb cereal, you know, there's these little holes in the honeycomb, and there'll be different areas of thought, and people can express their ideals. And I do believe we might even have what I've experienced, a black new right as well. Right now, I've met some militant black people in the military who are reading Guillaume Fay and Arco-futurism. Now, I can imagine a black Arco-futurism or black identitarianism, which would pretty much destroy the divide of what we see with Nation of Islam and what's not. But then again, these people are attacking the system, and we need as much people to attack the system, because united we are classically being resistant against the government, and we're very fascinated with these types of systems. You could say the alt-right is a national anarchist movement. Everybody is skeptical, everyone hates normies. It's really all about getting this collective together with attacking the real system. And the guide for anarchy is to be skeptical of the liberal regime. And I understand that there is a bourgeois liberal class of hipsters who do not understand, but we have to plug this message by making people of color come to our side and realize that we all have a greater enemy, and that is the Zionist-controlled power opposition of the world governments run by the banks. And a libertarian fiscal system is not going to work that way. We're going to have to do radical pan-secessionism, ethno-nationalists, with a degree of left-leaning civil policy. And it's not going to take YouTube videos to fight, but it's going to have to take written word and blogs and going to HL Mencken Club every year in order to make that movement happen.